Alrighty, I went out and bought a new snare drum head for my Tama kit, which is the kit I use in a lot of my videos. It's not my main kit by any means, it's just really fun to play. It's just a great sounding kit, and I play it almost every day. But anyways, a lot of people were noticing that the snare skin was wearing out and losing the white coating. I'll show you. And it's just worn off from lots of playing. So I bought a new one. I got trying usually like Remo or Aquarian heads, but I was out at our local music store, Northland Music, and Mark, the owner, is kind of giving me a rundown on some of the Evans heads. Right there. And I believe this is the G1. G1 drum head. And yes, right there. No, can't see it. But anyways, it's a G1 drum head. I guess it's similar to the Remo Ambassadors, although it might feel a little thicker. This kit still has factory heads on it, so the Tama head is basically whatever head is on it doesn't say, it just has their Tama logo on it, so I don't know quite what it is. So I'm just going to try this G1 Evans head. I tried one on a little piccolo snare and seemed to like it, so we're going to rip it apart and give it a test and go from there. Okay. Normally when I'm taking the rims off my drums, I go from one side to the other. Normally that's the way you tune them also, but I also do it when I'm taking the heads off. Just easier for the stress levels, I think, on the wooden shells. So okay, and then, like I say, I go across. They're already all somewhat loosened, but I loosen them to go opposites. And this skin obviously has got the cereal bowl effect. It's got a bit of a cave in there. That's just, well, I bought this kit. The main part of this kit I bought a few years ago, and I've never changed the snare head. I don't really play that hard. The previous drummer played hard, obviously, but there's a few dents in there. But I don't play that hard. I rim shot really hard, and I can probably rim shot louder than most people can actually hit the drums. But for the most part, this skin is done and really has no more use because of that seat pull effect. Because it just starts to tighten on the outer edges and it never really gets in the center pocket. But like I say, the kit I bought and had the original heads on it, and this kit, I think this color, this ocean blue fade, was discontinued in 2010, give or take. Not totally sure, but I'm pretty sure. So factory skin's been on there for 4 years. That is not normal for me. Normally I would change the snare skin on a kit that I was using live all the time. I would probably change it every month. But surprisingly, the snare skin has sounded actually pretty good for most of the videos I've used online, but I just noticed in the last little while it's starting to get this kind of a dead sounding bark to it, for lack of a better term. Okay, so all these are up. One thing about these Tama drums is got die-cast hoops on them, which is fantastic for the price. So anyways, I got to put the camera down for a sec. And you can see you can lift the head up, and that you can pop the center up like this. It's hard to tell there. When it starts getting flappy like that, that skin is done. It's dead like dinner. It's like gone. So these Tama drums, the birch on the inside, and they are beautiful actually. And I always like to make sure there's no wood chips inside, because what happens is they get trapped in the bearing edge and can cause the skin to actually get a little break in them. The bearing edges are beautiful on this drum. Beautiful. So normally I would clean the drum, but this one is actually pretty clean. I do clean the kits a lot. So we will try and put this back. Normally I would actually put a little bit of Vaseline on each one of the lug threads, but these ones I did when I first got the kit. So just enough to keep them lubricated. Okay, and hopefully, so this is the new skin on here. Hopefully it's showing all right. But I will tighten it up, and hopefully it sounds as good as the other one, because I really like the sound of the other one. Okay. So what I normally do is I tighten all the lugs just a little bit snug, going across from each other. Basically, I guess you'd call it a star pattern. So now I got to tilt a bit. Now I'm just putting a little bit of tension on them, just a little bit. Okay, now I just make sure they're all snug, just a little bit of tension on there. That one's still a bit loose. That one too. This one a lot. That one a little bit. Okay, and now I normally would, I'd press in the center of the drum, and that brings the tension to the outer edges and helps break the skin in, especially on the bearing edge. On a bass drum skin, I actually, when I put the skin on it, I actually put the weight of my body with my knee in the center. I've known some drummers to actually stand in the middle of their bass drum with it on its side, stand on it. Simon Phillips says that, just stand right on it to stretch the head. It's like guitar strings, you got to stretch them, otherwise they just go out of tune for a while. Alright, so I'm going to try and tune this. I normally go half turn, 2 half turns to start, so basically a full turn. And you can feel it tightening up. And I play with the snare a little bit tighter, so I can feel it where it sounds a little boxy. I don't really like that sound. I don't like that big fat water balloon sound. So I start going up a half turn from there. And I'm not even close to where I like it. So I just go another half turn. This one I might have to go a little more. No, that's not bad. And still a bit more. So go half there, half, another half, another half, another half, another half. That one's a little more than a half. Now we get a little test. Now I press in the middle of the drum heads and towards the outer edge just to help stretch the skin a little bit. I would actually do that more with a double ply head. This is a single ply. And the white coating actually feels really interesting on here. I like it. So totally different than the Remo product. So I'm just going to stand up and just press a little bit. And just kind of just breaking those bearing edges just a bit, just in case there's a little bit of you know, buzz on the edge. Normally I would do this on the floor, but like I say, this is just a practice pad kit, or not a practice pad kit, but a practice kit for me, and I just need it to sound fairly good, so I'm going to give it a little more tuning yet. So I shut the snare off. Whoops. So I shut the snares off and try and get the sound at each lug to have the same pitch around the drums. Around the drums. Trying to switch hands with the camera is hard. So that one there is low. We have a little bit of lowness there. So, bring that up just a bit. Still a little bit low. Still a little bit low there. So to try and do is get the pitch of each one of the lugs to sound the same here. This one seems to want to be a little low there. Like I say, I've only just put one of these on one of these new Evans G1s on my one old Pearl Piccolo snare. I like it. Just tuning the drums like the way I like them. Just takes a little while. In fact, I'll play this drum, you know, for a couple hours today, and then I'm going to retune it, and I'll play it again tomorrow and retune it. It takes, to get it where I like it and broken in, it probably takes about 3 days. So that's basically it. Just a little bit. That's close. I know this camera is probably peaking because it doesn't have a compression unit on it, so I better stop that. Anyways, doesn't sound too bad. We'll fine tune it a little bit, and we'll give this old one a decent burial. This is yeah, the one that's on it says a Tama Powercraft 250 coated, and I'm not quite sure of the manufacturer, but it's definitely done. So I can use it on an old kit for whatever, for giving away at Christmas or whatever. Because the snare skin is still usable. It just makes it harder to tune because of the soup bowl effect. But there's no tears in it, and it's a good strong head. And none of the glue has come out on the edges. So, but anyways, I'm going to change the drum heads on the rest of the kit soon. The one floor tom here, that's brand new. I bought this drum brand new. It's like new old stock from down in the States. The kit was discontinued, and I really like double floors. So, but so that one's fine. This one has to be changed. The 10-inch definitely has to be changed, and the 12 is old too. So, bass drum head's totally fine. I like it. Sounds good. I'm having a bit of an issue with this tom mount, not keeping the drum up as high as this one. Just a little bit, drops an inch, and I'm picky about that. But other than that, the kit's just been a great drum set. It's a Tama Superstar birch wood. It's got, there is an 8-inch tom. It's actually down on the floor. You can see it. I bought that separately. Bought it used on eBay, and it's got a brand new head on it. Actually, a brand new factory head. But anyways, I bought it on eBay to go with the kit. So that's an 8, a 10. I always use left-hand floor tom. If you watch my videos, I use it a lot in some of my exercises. And then obviously the rototoms, which are 6 and 8. A snare, and a 14 and a 16, and an assortment of wonderful piggyback cymbals that I like. A lot of my cymbals are Evolution on this kit. They're great cymbals. We've got some HHX cymbals here, some good old Zildjians. So that's it. We will get back to making videos. Thanks for watching.